I speak to you in the name of the Trinity, one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Please be seated. Today we gather to commemorate both the anniversary of St. Stephen's Church and our nation's remarkable 250th year journey. And we find ourselves at an intersection of faith and history. Through this service, we are called to reflect deeply on our past, to gain a greater hope of understanding who we are today, and to discern what God is guiding us to become in the years ahead. The words from our nation's founding, "All men are created equal," reflect the core belief of our faith. Every person is made in the image and likeness of God. This profound truth demands not only acknowledgement, but also action, calling us as individuals and as a church to uphold the dignity of every human being, regardless of background, creed, or circumstance. As a people of faith, we must recognize that liberty, justice, and dignity are not merely civic aims, but also sacred responsibilities entrusted to us by God. As Deuteronomy teaches us, the Lord your God is not partial and takes no bribe, executes justice for the orphan and the widow, and loves the stranger, providing them food and clothing. You shall also love the stranger, for you were once strangers in the land of Egypt. Pretty straightforward from the first rules of what it means to be a people of faith. As stories from around Boston in the 2026 World Cup unfold, the ancient law of the Pentecost to love the stranger is seen with renewed clarity. All right, hold on with me, you'll get it. Recent coverage has highlighted the city's excitement around hosting Scottish fans, renowned for their passion and their camaraderie. Local businesses and community groups organized events celebrating Scottish culture, from Highland Games exhibitions to pub gatherings featuring traditional music and food. This outpouring of hospitality demonstrates how Boston honors its immigrant roots and sets a commendable example for our nation. By embracing visitors, not just as tourists, but as honored guests, Boston embodied the true spirit of compassion. Videos of Scottish fans singing in the pubs and parading through the streets quickly went viral, capturing the joy of newfound friendships. Stories were told of local businesses extending hours and crafting special menus to honor Scottish traditions, while residents welcomed the Tartan Army into their neighborhoods as if reuniting with old friends. These simple acts of kindness and shared celebration reminded everyone that hospitality is more than a gesture. It's a bridge between cultures and a testament to the city's deep-rooted sense of belonging. These stories, shared widely on social media, touched hearts across the globe. Boston's genuine hospitality, rooted in its immigrant legacy, showed what it means to truly love the stranger. The friendships and memories forged over these couple of weeks will surely linger long after the final whistle of the 2026 World Cup. A living testament to the power of compassion and welcome. I don't think it goes without notice that the sign that invites people into the Episcopal Church has always been, "The Episcopal Church welcomes you." The actions of the people of Boston, and in fact of many host cities around the United States, remind us that these words of Deuteronomy matter as much today as they did for the people of Israel. God's justice is not an abstract principle, but a living call to transform our world with compassion and courage. It's revealed in how we welcome strangers, care for those in need, and ensure that no one is forgotten. If we are true to our covenantal relationship with God, we must refuse to turn away from suffering, step forward to lift those who are bowed down, and extend kindness even when it's difficult. Throughout our church's history, we have sought not only to proclaim God's justice, but also to embody it by respecting everyone's dignity, standing alongside the vulnerable, and working tirelessly for a community where all can flourish. In the 75 years that the Episcopal Church has played a pivotal role in civil rights movement. Many Episcopal leaders and congregations joined marches, advocated for desegregation, and opened their doors to all, regardless of race. One such leader was Durham's own, the Reverend Dr. Polly Murray, who in 1977 became the first African-American woman to be ordained an Episcopal priest, famously saying, "Hope is a song in a weary throat." In every act of compassion, we become partners in God's ongoing work of healing and restoration. Still, when we honestly examine our nation's history, we must acknowledge that the path to equity and to justice have not always been easy or straight. There have been times of deep division, injustice, and hardship, moments when our nation has failed to live up to the highest ideals. It's not enough to celebrate progress unless we are also willing to confess where we have fallen short and to recommit ourselves to the unfinished work of justice. The letter to the Hebrews reminds us that by faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called, and he set out not knowing where he was going, for he looked forward to the city that has foundations, whose architect and builder is God. The promise of America, like the promise of God's kingdom, is always ahead of us, calling us to move forward with clear eyes and courageous, and I may even say contagious hearts. Like Abraham, we are called to trust in God's promise, even when the path is unclear. Both our faith ancestors and our nation's founders stepped into an uncertain time, guided by hope and conviction. We honor their courage not only with words, but also by working for a community where justice and mercy and a common good prevail. As St. John Chrysostom, one of the great teachers of the early church, taught, and I quote, "This is the rule of the most perfect Christianity, its most exact definition, its highest point, namely, the seeking of the common good. For nothing can be so make a person an imitator of Christ as caring for his neighbors." End quote. the calling to work for justice and inclusion is simple, clear-cut, and approachable. Even in simplicity, the question is understandable. How can we answer this call in a society so deeply fractured? In Matthew's Gospel, Jesus challenges us. You have heard that it is said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of your Father in heaven. Jesus urges us to transcend division and embody divine love. His words profoundly challenge us to embrace a love that is both contagious and inclusive, one that crosses every dividing line. In a world often driven by fear and hatred, this love is not only our hope, but it is our sacred task. As St. Augustine of Hippo wrote, love, and do what you will if you keep silent. Do so out of love. If you speak, speak with love. If you're correct, correct with love. If you pardon, pardon with love. For us, love must be the cornerstone of all that we do if we are to create a just society and endure this grand experiment. When we love as Christ loves, we participate with God in building a community of love and justice where everyone is truly welcomed and daily justice becomes, hopefully, God willing, a living reality. As we celebrate more than 70 years of ministry in this community, let's thank the generations whose faith and love laid this church's spiritual foundation. Let us hold in our hearts the memory of those who came before us, whose dreaming of a church and nation where everyone truly belongs becomes real. Let us renew our sacred commitment to embody welcome, compassion, and justice as we move forward together. You see, our story is not yet finished. And I say this with immense gratitude and joy as your priest, companion, and friend on this journey. I have seen your hearts, your struggles, your laughter, and your tears. The promise of liberty and dignity for all continues to unfold in the lives we share and in the love we give. Every act of kindness, every step towards reconciliation, every voice for justice, these are the living stones of the beloved community. A beloved community that God envisions for us. It is my privilege to walk beside you, to pray with you, to pray for you, and to be prayed by you, and to serve as we build this future together. On this day of double celebration, may we move forward in hope, trusting in God who has brought us this far, that he will continue to guide and to bless us. May St. Stephen's remain a beacon of love in this community and throughout the city of Durham. And may our nation be renewed and recommit itself to equality, compassion, and justice for all. Let's celebrate how far we've come, and with God's help, let's press on with courage and faith and love towards a more perfect union. Happy anniversary, and may God continue to bless us as we build a just and loving society together.